cry. It's not like I'm leaving forever. I'm gonna be gone for a few days.
About to take my first top on the Monkey Beaver Hunicke crew. Amazing. The tree swayed a little bit, but well, I'm glad you were the guy doing it then. August. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to be the guy that crushes the fence.
Sometimes you gotta do the things that you don't want to do.
How mad will you be if like one glances off though and hits the deck? Okay. I can tell. You're actually letting me do stuff. I've just never dropped pieces from 100 feet in the air, that's all. In a 4-foot spot. It's gonna be easy peasy.
Reon Rounds, although a very skilled, innovative, industrious, downright successful tree man, does not have stratospherically tall trees in Wisconsin, and so was showing some worry about whether he could hit this little spot over and over.
Ready? Drop a piece or no?
And we wanted to give him the authentic Pacific Northwest experience, which this job is typical.
So who's roping it down? I'm ready.
Another tall tree, get the limbs off, get the top out, find a drop zone, however small it is, and punish that one piece of ground over and over and over. Shorter and shorter goes the tree, and the guys on the ground are hands-free to deal with this aerial assault of very deliberate and surgical precision. And the dynamics, the details of this particular job is that the person who owns the property on the other side of this fence will not, I asked, I went and approached in my very non-demanding way and asked, they will not let us use that property in any way to get any material out. And they're kind of disgruntled about some past burn, not by our client, but by someone down through life or whatever, and they don't trust anyone, it seems. And so we were not allowed to use this property. Otherwise, I would have speed lined the limbs, boom, right out to this spot. I had kind of a clear shot for it, and then from there they would have gone into the chipper, and then we would have just bombed out some big pieces of wood over the downhill side of the fence there, and then taken the wood out easily with the Vermeer and big pieces into the trailer. However, we couldn't do that, and so we had to take everything out through this tiny little corridor. The limbs had to come straight down and out. The top had to come straight down and out and through this gate. And we couldn't get the Vermeer much past the gate. There's a little bit of a side hill there, and so all of the pieces had to be small enough to maneuver out of there by hand and get up to the jaws of that Vermeer and then out to the trailer. some people may be saying, hey, you should rig that out. You should rig that wood down. But I disagree on a setting like this. This is faster because the climber, when you're rigging, he has to set the rigging point, then he has to make his notch, then he attaches the rigging line, then the ground man takes wraps, then the climber makes the back cut, and then the ground man lowers out the piece, and of course he has to deal with getting it down cautiously next to the fence and maybe even having a tag line on it or whatever to deal with the attitude of the tree, which is not straight up and down. And then he unhooks the piece, and then he has to process the piece out of the way likely to make room for the next one. And if it's a big piece, he's got to whittle it smaller anyway, right? He can't get the machine to it. He's got to cut it into pieces. And then the climber, of course, has to reset the rigging point and repeat the whole thing all over again. And we have found with settings like this, I'm not saying all settings, rigging definitely has a powerful, awesome, and amazing place in tree work. But for this typical type job right here, we have found that gravity taking the pieces out of the tree down to a very specific spot and being already at the appropriate length for either the homeowner's request or for our need to get it out of that tight spot is the fastest way. But the downside is if you miss, you will seriously obliterate somebody's property with one mistake. And so Reon was, that's what he was tripping about. And I had full confidence in him. I just expected him to hit the bullseye over and over and over because he's legit, right? So watch what happens.
Ready? Drop a piece or no? Okay. I guess I need to improve. I thought it was going to hit the top of the fence. So I'm actually happy with how that went down.
That's just hilarious that you can tell he's holding his breath and he lets it all out there.
Okay. I guess I need to improve.
I mean, that piece from that height was buried, like dig it out of the ground, buried on the other side of the fence. And of course we weren't supposed to be over there, so got to fish that piece out. The good news is he was from that point, he was calibrated. From that point on, he was a sniper. I guess he needed that first miss, but he did not miss again. And boom, 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 boom. I mean, what is it? Like if you chunk out a spar that tall, what do you got? Let's say, just for sake of easy math, you have 100 pieces. That's pretty tall, right? If you miss one, you got 99%. Well, we could look at it like that, but we know that in tree work, you fail if you get 99% and there was damage. You cannot have the damage, or it just ruins the whole score, right? But grace, you call it luck. I tend to think that I kind of have like this bubble. I have faith.
Well, practice makes perfect on that follow through cut.
And my faith is what I feel like protects me. And I know that might seem ridiculous. I mean, if it were to go wrong, then my faith would protect me from that too. And so to some people, it would just look like ridiculous to have faith. But I don't know. I have it, and it seems to work for me. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoy the video. And thanks to Reon Rounds for making the trip, and to his family for giving him up for a little bit. And also Arne Martins and his family from Germany came and helped me out for a while. Had a blast with both of these guys. And I really look forward to making the videos of it and off into the future, whatever else we can come up with to share with the tree work industry, the community out there. So tune in for some more stuff. We'll serve it up as soon as we can find it.
That was so fun.
Going to Wisconsin and go cut some big cottonwoods. Yeah?
I'll try to round up some really big trees for just a little amount of money.
Perfect. Just how I like it.